Hello, my name is Morgan Sherwood and I am the Senior Customer Success Manager here at Qualroo, and I'm going to walk you through just how easy it is to upgrade your survey in the event that you are using the old editor. So let's go ahead and take a look at our account. So I know that usually surveys that are older than maybe a year and a half typically will use the old editor. So we'll just go ahead and click on Edit next to this really old but still active survey. I can tell that it's active because of this little green dot next to it. The ones surrounding it are all paused, and I can tell that because they've got the little gray paused icon. So let's go ahead and switch over to the editor, and I was correct. So this guy is in fact using the old editor. So what's going to happen to this guy when I flip him over to the new architecture? Well, if I decide to do absolutely nothing, what's going to happen to this particular survey is it's going to stop showing on my website. The visitors that I want to see this survey, they're no longer going to be able to see it. So if you want to make sure that your survey is going to still collect data, but you still want to make sure that you're on the new architecture so you can get access to all of the great new features that we're working on, this is what we recommend you do. So you would go ahead and pause this survey, like I did right there. So I just use the little options button to select pause. And what that does is it takes the survey off of my website. Because the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to clone it. So we're going to make an entirely new survey. But the clone option is really great because it allows me to take all of the content, even though it was in the old editor, and then just go ahead and neatly put it into the new editor. So I'm going to go ahead and click on clone. All right, and now I'll notice that the editor looks a little bit different, which is great. So this tells me that that worked. Now, before I can save my changes, there are a few things that I do need to do. The first thing, is the biggest difference between the old editor and the new editor, is I need to select a start step. Now what that means is I am essentially selecting the step that I want my visitors to see first, or the screen that my visitors see first. So I'm going to go ahead and check that and say yes, I want to make sure that that is my new start step. Perfect. So the next thing that we need to do is this survey is composed of 2 questions. So I want to make sure that when people answer the first question, they are also directed to the second question. So that means I'm going to have to set up branching logic. And I do that by scrolling down to this continue to option, and instead of none, I use the drop down to select the second question. So that way, when people respond to this first question, they'll immediately get posted to the second question, which is exactly what I wanted. Now I'm not done yet, because one of the other big differences between the old editor and the new editor is the old editor automatically created a thank you screen for you. Or an end screen that people saw when they were actually finished or had completed the survey. That hasn't been populated here, so we're going to need to do that as well. So let's go ahead and scroll back up, click on Add Step, and click on Message Screen. All right. So that's what I want. Looks like these guys had a call to action associated with their thank you screen. Depending on what plan you're on, you may or may not have this option. So you can go ahead and configure that at this time as well. And now I'm just going to go back to this second question and then make sure that when people finish answering my second question, they do in fact get taken to the final message screen. All right, so that's great. That's all I need to do. So the last thing that I need to do is click on Save. Perfect, my survey has been saved successfully, and I can go ahead and move on to the targeting area, which also looks vastly different in the new editor than in the old editor. And then now I just get to target my survey to wherever I want this to show up. Thank you very much for watching, and if you guys have any questions about how to set this up, you are welcome to send my team an email. We can be reached at support@qualaroo.com, or you can give us a call. Our phone number is 1-650-450-4938. Thanks for watching.